Hello everybody, my name is Dimitris, I come from Greece, Athens. I'm known online as Kylon, sometimes Kylon Aliens, other times the Kylon. I have been coding for more than 30 years. I've also been working on music, audio synthesis, and several other stuff that have to do a lot with computing. I've been a Blender user since 2000, but a regular user since 2007. And currently I'm working on three projects. Two of them are commercial and one is free. All of them will be open source. The first one is Iphaestos. It's going to be a fork of Blender, which is why it's also open source under the same license. And it's going to focus on modeling using curves, like splines curves or Bezier curves. And this is an area that really lacks in Blender, and I think the curves can be really useful for medium-level modeling, the kind of level modeling you don't have the ton of details, where you're probably going to benefit more from sculpting tools. And it's not also low poly, where you're going to be using something like low poly tools that Blender has are very flexible, very powerful. The second commercial project we're working on is going to be Ihor. And it's going to be built on top of Godot. And it's going to be a survival game, a sci-fi survival game based on ancient Greek mythology. And it's going to be basically a cross between Empyrean, Space Engineers, Minecraft, this kind of Ark survival, these kind of games that are very popular survival-wise. And of course, it's going to have its own kind of mechanics and its own kind of way. It's going to be more RPG-like. Most likely, but we will see how this turns out because it's going to be a very long-term project. The third one is going to be a programming language. This programming language is going to be used for coding Iphaestos and Ihor, and it's going to be an alternative to C++. So it's going to be a high-performance language. It's going to be a language that's is going to compile to C, and that will allow it to be very, very fast and be able to easily compete with C++ in terms of speed. And it's also going to have a lot of features from Python, because Python is my favorite programming language that I have been using for quite a long time now. So I will be doing tutorials and showing how I'm actually working the language, how I'm actually going to do in the game, how I'm going to using Blender, and what's going on with Iphaestos. And also I'm going to be doing Blender tutorials. I'm going to do Python tutorials. I'm going to do add-on tutorials. I'm going to do Godot tutorials. So it's going to be a lot of tutorials and a lot of things that are going to shed a light on how you can be a game developer. And anything I will be using will be open source, and it's going to be free. And I will be also using Linux. But that's not going to be a problem if you don't want to use Linux. If you use Windows and macOS, it's going to be exactly the same workflows, because I will be using things that are cross-platform, that can be run in Linux, macOS, and Windows. And of course, they are free, so you don't have to pay anything for them. So yeah, that's a small introduction of what I'm planning to do and what I wanted to do with this channel. And thank you for watching, and see you soon on another video. Have a nice day, and goodbye.